Witness the Great Plains of higher education. Filled with phenomenal geographic structures, exquisite flora, and one particular specimen that scientists are still seeking to crack the mysteries of. A creature as stunning as lavender blooms, yet as numerous as the common dandelion. The college student. As this campus has all the essentials for sustaining young adults who are seeking to one day reach the land of adulthood, it is positively teeming with college life. However, the creatures who live here rarely come to stay, living on these campuses usually from 4 to 8 years. Because of this pattern, campuses are always growing and changing and developing, and this makes not only the land, but the creatures who inhabit it, one of the most vast and interesting fields of study. Among the samples we studied, we found that college students are not fearful of cameras. However, for the purposes of observing an undisturbed population, we have attempted to remain distant so as to not impact the behavior of these fascinating creatures. Behold, the library. It is rumored that this is where college students keep the collective intelligence of their species. Some say that this is in fact the place that all the knowledge of not only the student population, but the entire human species resides. It is truly humbling. To share and access this knowledge, students copy hundreds of thousands of symbols onto thin layers of trees. When another student looks at these symbols, they begin to see visions in their minds of the information the creator intended to share. Through numerous expeditions, our research team is still unable to understand how this incredible process works. We theorize, momentarily, that when these symbols are written down, the writer infuses them with a sort of chemical that stimulates the brain to come up with images he or she intended to portray. Another hypothesis is that the symbols inscribed on these wooden layers work together to make some sort of code that all students learn to rapidly interpret. But truthfully, this idea seems much too far-fetched to hold any ground. Another prominent type of fauna found on this campus is called a bird. Not to be confused with the avian variant, these birds are terrestrial and primarily sedentary creatures. College students form symbiotic relationships with these lanky, hard-shelled creatures, and the tough exoskeletons of birds allow them to support the weight of those who stand on them. Though stagnant most of their lives, our research has provided compelling evidence that birds sap energy from college students that interact with them in exchange for the power of mobility, which they then use to ferry them parasite-like from place to place. Nature is remarkable. One of the most perplexing phenomena we've encountered during our expeditions into these strange lands is the sudden appearance and disappearance of these unusual pyramidal structures. We've found that students frequent them whenever they appear, bringing food or hundreds of those strange, thin pieces of trees. Whether it is these structures that are the cause of the students accumulating and socializing, or the presence of many students that summons them out of the ground, we have not been able to determine. It is only one of the great mysteries of the plains of higher education.